If you're a real estate professional, you know the feeling. You're in a sea of for sale signs, and the biggest challenge is just making your sign, your brand, the one that stands out. It's not just about getting noticed, it's about building a reputation that consistently wins you those listings. So today we're going to break down a marketing framework to see exactly how that's done.
And let's be real, standing out is tough. I mean, think about it. Most agents are using the same websites, the same social media channels, pretty much the same playbook. And what that creates is this landscape of sameness, where the real challenge isn't just selling the house, but making your personal brand memorable enough to even get in the door.
So, what is it? What actually makes a potential client stop scrolling and pay attention to your profile over the 10 others they just flew past? It's not really about having the loudest message. It's about having the clearest one, a brand that just screams trust and expertise at a single glance.
And that brings us to a huge fundamental truth of marketing. A powerful brand is never, ever an accident. It's engineered. It's a very deliberate process of figuring out who you are, what you're offering, and why a client should choose you, way before you even start thinking about what to put on a flyer. Every little piece of a successful agent's presence, from their email signature all the way to their Instagram posts, it all feels consistent and authentic for a reason. It's because it's all been intentionally crafted to build a very specific idea in the minds of their potential clients.
And this is where we have to move beyond those generic cookie-cutter templates. Your marketing content should be a direct reflection of what makes you unique. When it's customized, it stops being just another ad, and it starts becoming a promise to your clients. And that, right there, is how you build real trust. So, okay, how do you actually structure all this? Well, a really powerful way to think about it is with a 3-pillar framework. This approach breaks down the huge task of brand building into 3 simple, connected parts that all lead straight to winning more listings. Let's dig into these. First up, you've got branding. This is your foundation. It's the consistent look, the feel, the voice you use across your website, social media, even your business cards. Pillar 2 is storytelling. This is how you take that brand and apply it to a specific property. So instead of just listing 3 beds, 2 baths, you're telling the story of a perfect family home right near a great park. And finally, number 3 is design. This is the visual magic that brings it all together, making sure your brand and your stories look polished, professional, and really grab people's attention.
All right, so that's the framework. It sounds good in theory, right? But what does this strategy actually look like in the real world, in the materials you're using every single day? Let's take a look at some examples.
A solid brand isn't built with just one flyer or one ad. It's a whole ecosystem of materials all working together. Think about it. A client might see one of your social media posts, which then leads them to an interesting blog post on your site, which then points them to a beautiful landing page for a specific property. See? Each piece reinforces the next.
And here's a really practical example. A team could use this multi-channel approach. They've got custom landing pages for their most important properties. They run targeted email campaigns to interested buyers. They have physical flyers for that local touch and a consistent social media presence to tie it all together. It's all about meeting clients where they are, but always with that same consistent brand message.
One of the most powerful things you can do to build trust is to stop selling and start providing real value. Creating hyper-local market updates does exactly that. It totally shifts your role from just being a salesperson to being a trusted local authority who really gets the tiny details of a specific neighborhood or town. And the key word here is specific. A generic market update is just noise, but an in-depth report on, say, New Hanover County, that provides actual value to anyone living there or thinking of moving there. This kind of deep local focus is what separates a true expert from just another agent. So if there's one big takeaway here, it's this. The thing that separates the top agents from everyone else is moving from a generic scattershot marketing approach to a purposeful, strategic one. It's all about building a brand, not just running a few ads. At the end of the day, the goal is to invest in your single most important asset, your brand. A strong brand works for you 24/7, building trust and bringing in clients even when you're not actively prospecting. Now that's the power of smart, strategic marketing.
So these principles we've talked about, strategic branding, compelling storytelling, and professional design, they really are the building blocks for any real estate agent who's looking to stand out. By moving past the generic stuff and really focusing on building a trusted, authentic brand, you can absolutely cut through the noise, even in a crowded market. We hope this has been helpful.